I'm not dead. I'm getting better. I don't want to go on the car. I feel fine. I think I'll go for a walk. Feel happy. I feel happy.
Hey guys, how's it going? It is true. I am still alive. I think the last time I posted was sometime in January or February after my London trip to tell you guys how that went. There's just been a lot of stuff going on. So this video is kind of just be an update video, show you guys what's been going on and how I would like to communicate in the future. See, part of the problem is YouTube started having a nice way to do notification through comments, and I was using that. However, they stopped, and just being able to communicate information without having to post a video is kind of a pain in the butt on YouTube. So I've decided I'm going to change things around a little bit of how I communicate and how I use various providers, which also will include Twitch. So first off, YouTube is still going to be my primary method for final videos, like this one, like, you know, the buttons and the guns and things like that. Those videos will remain on YouTube, and that's where I will primarily be posting those videos. And the address is right there. So youtube.com/mavericksarcade. But I also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/mavericksarcade. That I'm going to primarily be doing updates like, hey, I'm working on a video XYZ, make sure to check it out. And then obviously when I make the video and post it to YouTube, I'll put a notification in Facebook. So please head over to my Facebook channel or Facebook page and give me a like, and please share the hell out of it. I'm trying to grow my audience as well. So if you would give me a like and a share, I'd really appreciate it. That will also have behind the scene photos and the live streams where I'm actually helping other users out, you know, other enthusiasts. That's where I'm going to have those live streams. And that's where most of the communication is going to come from for me. It's not a video. And then lastly, I am going to use Twitch. I wanted to incorporate Twitch somehow into my design of doing my videos, and I figure out what would be good for that is I will use that while I'm recording videos. So I'll give you kind of a behind the scenes. So on the Twitch stream, you will see me messing up. You will see me working on the actual arcade, the next scene and stuff like that. So I think what I'm going to do is just broadcast straight through all the different components. If I have to re-record something because I mess up a word, you'll see it. And then what I'll do is after I've done the Twitch stream making the components of the video, then I'll edit it afterwards if I need to and post that over to YouTube, and then again notify Facebook that it's on YouTube. So I figure that's how I'm going to do things going forward. So please check out those channels. One other thing, I know it sounds very desperate, and believe me, I am, is if you have an Amazon Prime account but don't use Twitch, please sign up for Twitch. And your Amazon Prime allows you to have a free account with Twitch. And also with the Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription per month to a channel that's on Twitch. So what I'm asking is, if you're not using Twitch anyway and you have Amazon Prime, create an account, throw me the subscriptions once a month, and that will help me out. Yeah, so that's there. Now, also, I have been playing a lot of games, and I have basically the exact same Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook set up for my gaming stuff, and that is under Maverick's Hideout. So the addresses are the same, but instead of Maverick's Arcade, you'd use Maverick's Hideout. So check those out. It's a lot of fun. We play PUBG. With the kids, I play a lot of Fortnite. If you play games or you see any of the games that I'm playing online, shoot me a message. I'd love to buddy up with you. I've also gotten, let me shut off these screens. Let's give it a little more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if you need it, rewind, pause it, get that information, and reach out to me on those other avenues. So I've been playing a lot of VR. I got an Oculus Rift right before I went to London, and the thing is awesome. I'm loving it. I have a video that will show you a tour of my studio. You'll get to see the setup that I have for the VR and the very weird spread out computer that I've got set up. But yeah, playing the VR with like a car driving game, like where I'm driving a Mustang or something like that, and you can look in the back seat and it looks like the real back seat, is just amazing. So if you don't have VR, and don't take the experience of, oh, I had somebody had a Samsung that was in a little box, and take that as what VR is, because it's not. The Oculus Rift has the touch controller, so I could see and move my hands in the game. And speaking of that, there is something I'm going to be testing. I've played with it a little bit, but I want to get it set up all nice and awesome and make a video on emulation. There is a VR arcade where you can set up whatever machines you want, put the emulators in the virtual machines, and then you can walk around in your arcade and actually walk up to the machine and play the arcade machine in the emulator. But you can also decorate the artwork. You can put different audio tracks of your favorite music playing. It's crazy, but I got to play with it a little more, figure out a little more, and then I'll do a demo of that. But one thing I did want to show you, everybody, was, again, how I'm set up here, my studio here, and some of the other things that have been changing for me. Now, a lot of things that were holding me up is I have 2 kids. I have a daughter and a son, and from looking at my son, I am learning so much about myself, things I just never considered before. My son's definitely got ADD. We got him on Ritalin, and I was able to see like the amazing difference that it does. Now, I know some people, there's a stigma with Ritalin or Adderall or anything like that, and I think the key is that you have to watch their dosage, especially with a kid, because they're growing, they're shrinking, they get short and stout, and then they shoot up, and then they get short and stout again, and they shoot up again. So their weight's constantly changing, and a lot of parents that I've seen, at least in my neighborhood, they'll give the kid the drug, they'll forget about it, and the dosage is going to be off unless you're constantly monitoring. So with me and my wife, we watch our son very carefully, and it's an amazing drug for him. But as I'm watching him, I'm realizing the struggles he was going through were the exact same when I was a kid. So I started, questioning, I wonder if I've got this. And a coworker of mine said, yes, you do. She had recommended a book called Driven to Distraction. So she recommended it to me. I went out and got it. She asked me if I read it. I still haven't read it to this day. She said, why? I said, I got distracted. But in any case, I was looking into it, and the little surveys you do online, they'll say like there's 20 qualities, and if you have 4 of them, you should talk to your doctor. Well, I nailed like 19 of them. So I talked to my doctor. He prescribed me Adderall, and I got to tell you, it's amazing. Now, I am very careful not to abuse it, because any drug is bad when it's abused. So like the other night, I was tired. I knew I could have taken an Adderall and been awake all night. There was a lot of things I wanted to get done, but I had a long day. I knew I had a long day, and I knew that my sleep and my tiredness was completely justified. So I was very proud of myself, and I posted, you know what? I could have taken it, but I'm proud of myself for not, because I want to avoid any possibility of getting into a habit of abusing it. That being said, part of the reasons why it's been so long for me to come back is because I was having an issue calibrating one of my guns. I wanted to get it fixed before I did my next video. It's just something silly I've got to figure out, which is going to be one of my future videos, is going to be how to use that utility that has the infrared sensor to hone in the guns nice and perfect. So the problem is going to lead into another video in the future, so that's good, but once I get it figured out. But again, that little thing in my way completely stopped everything that was going on. Another thing is, I love getting your guys' emails, and I love getting comments, and I love getting things like that, and I really want to respond to all those. However, when it got to when it got to be a point where it was going to be a good amount of time to get everything adjusted and situated, I was procrastinating. I was like, oh, I'm not going to have enough time. And my organization, my mailboxes were blowing up. I think I put yesterday about 30 or 40 rules in my inbox to sort things. And this isn't from you guys. It's just from junk. But I've got everything organized there. I've been able to reorganize a lot of my life, get a lot of things straightened out because I can finally focus. To give you an example, the first day I took the medicine, I told my wife, I said, after about 45 minutes, I can feel it's there, but I don't feel different. I just feel it's there. And she's like, it's a placebo. It's in your head. And then we went on to have a conversation. And she stopped 45 minutes later. She goes, okay, no, it's working. And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, for the first time since I met you, we've never had a 45-minute conversation where you didn't interrupt me at least twice. And this time you didn't interrupt me at all. You're actually listening. So it's been beneficial as well. My wife and I are communicating great. Our relationship's great. We've been reorganizing how we run the house. It's been more efficient. It's been more peaceful. We're both better parents. We're having really good talks with our kids about, why we're doing things the way they are, what the benefit will be to them to follow what we're trying to tell them. And it's been great all around. So anyway, like I said, there's a lot of stigma when it comes to taking medicines to help behavioral issues, imbalances, things like that. And I just want to say, at least for me, I have no problem needing a medicine to stabilize me, to allow me to focus, to allow me to get things done. And you're going to see the benefit of it because I'm back and I plan on staying here, and I plan on, there's a bunch of things I've been planning that will be great. So that was one thing. Another thing is my dreams, like my level of dreams is pretty easily attainable, including my dream car, which I had a 2007 Sentra, and it worked great. It worked amazing. It was exactly what I needed. But I don't like driving it. And I usually am a person that would love driving. However, 2007 Sentra, not really too much to be excited about. So my wife told me, she's like, if you can still afford it, not change your lifestyle, get what you want. What I want? Really? If it doesn't change your lifestyle, get what you want. I said, wow. What about a convertible? If it doesn't change the lifestyle, get what you want. And I was like, oh, okay. And when I was younger, I had bought myself a Mustang. I had a 91 LX50 Mustang. It was white, black trim with a black top. It was beautiful. Loved that car, but I was young, didn't have any money, didn't have any real income, just enough to make the car payments, which were only like $200 or $300 at the time, but that seemed like a lot. You know how that goes. And so when it started to have problems, I thought it was a major engine problem. I learned later it was just head gaskets had a problem. But I got panicked, sold the car, and I've wanted a Mustang ever since. Well, she said, yeah, get the Mustang. And I was like, oh. So I was saving up for a while. Well, actually, no, I wasn't even saving up for a while, but I was like trying to plan it for a long time. And again, I started taking my medicine and everything started getting into focus and able to plan things out better. Well, I was then considering, like I said, I have 2 kids. I was considering the EcoBoost. I read some things about some oil leaks and some times like that, but that's still a good car. And I was like, it'd still be way more horsepower than my old Mustang had, the Fox body style. And she said, honey, get the 5-liter. You will be disappointed and upset and have regrets if you don't get the 5-liter. I looked at her and I went, I love you, baby. And yeah, so it's funny because a lot of my guy friends are like, how did you get your wife to swing that? And I said, shit, it was her idea. So I am very happily married. But let me show you guys that. I'm going to show you my car. And I'm going to show you a couple of those behind the scene videos so you can see how my studio is set up and the server rack and stuff like that. And there's also some videos other things I've been playing with actually are 3D graphics. I previously tried to learn Blender. The MA logo down here in the corner and the title is made with Blender. However, there was an issue that I had where I just could not, for the life of me, grasp some of the concepts that I was working through. Like, I couldn't figure out how to make light sources change color and animations work with, skeletons and things like that. And then I revisited it after I was on my medicine, and it was just coming natural to me. So I made some play graphics. I told Andy at Ultimark a long time ago that I wanted to redesign his logo for him. I wanted to make him look nicer. So that was going to be my pet project, was to work on making some graphics that were for his logo. And so I made a couple of graphics. I also got to play with fog, which I couldn't get to work properly before, and I'm kind of happy with the results now. And then I also got to play with animation. And so I'm going to show you guys those videos as well. And look for the Easter egg in the animation video. I'm not going to say it here. And if you do figure out what it is, don't put it in the comments. Just kind of give a thumbs up and, say, I know what it is. But don't give it away, because it's kind of cool. Yeah, so let's look at the car first, and then I'll show you those videos. But one of the downside, that's what it was. The downside of the way I was doing Blender before was I didn't know how, or I would not use green in the animations, and that's because I was using green as the cancel color, like a green screen, so that the video would have a clear background. Good thing is I've actually learned how to make movies with clear backgrounds, which is going to really help the production quality. I also had a comment on the page of a guy asking what this background is about. So if any of you older guys like me have seen the show Mask, it was an old 80s cartoon. The beginning opened up with a really weird wireframe mountain thing, and as a kid I thought that was so amazing. So this is kind of like paying homage to that. The arcade, it's like, arcades are more 80s, early 90s things, so I kind of went with a retro background. However, now that I'm learning Blender, I'm going to be redoing some of these graphics, including making a virtual studio. But that's going to be a while out, so for a while you'll have to stick with my mountains. But yeah, let's get to the movie theater and check this out. So, movie theater. All right, so the first thing is, let's pull up my little slideshow of my car. So this is my old Sentra. Again, nothing too exciting, but it did its job. Now, luckily, I was fortunate enough where I didn't have to use this as a trade-in. I got my car straight out. Well, I didn't get it straight out. I financed it, but still, I didn't need the trade-in. So I was able to give this car to my niece, who did not have a second car, and they're expecting a second child. So I felt really nice to be able to do that. Like I said, it's an 07 Nissan Sentra, but it only had 135,000 miles on it. And as you know, to a Sentra, that's nothing. So that was my old car that my wife nicknamed Skippy. Didn't really appreciate that, but now that I've got a car upgrade, I don't really care that it was called Skippy. And it actually kind of suited it. So anyway, this is me at the dealership getting my car. That's the little sales lady. I don't remember her name. But yeah, very excited. This is my boy Justin. If you check out those gaming channels on Twitch, you will see him and I playing PUBG a lot. He's good. He's one of my best friends. He's a good guy. First time I ever bought myself a new car. Now, looks like my Oculus is trying to load up. I don't know why. Close. So the thing is, I never bought myself a new car. I did buy one new car before, and that was my wife's Explorer, and she would never let me drive it. So I was so excited. I was like, look at the little paint on the tires. So I took a picture of the paint on the tires. And it's so brand new, they did not take the little label off the 5.0, so that was kind of cool that I got to take that off. Big engine, barely fits in there. So just awesome. And I did get the digital dash, which is the first year that they've offered that. And it's cool because you can flip little buttons and the gauges all change, the layouts. And if you want to set a rev meter, you'll actually see little animations on the screen. when it gets closer to the mark RPM that you set. And you can even have it do a little tone. The amount of different controls on this are crazy. I think I might do a video on my other channel. But anyway, love the car. It's awesome. And it's got the CarPlay, which before I just had a headphone jack and I had to reach over and grab my phone and try to mess while driving. And that's, of course, not safe. So, and that's that. And that is my baby. And when I drove her into our neighborhood one night, I was trying to be quiet. It's stick shift, and I was trying to be quiet, just letting it coast in. And my wife woke up at 2 a.m. and said, "Is it getting ready to rain?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I heard thunder." So she named this car Thor. And that's because of in her house, the car she had a big blue Explorer, and she named that Hank because of Beast from X-Men. And it was a big V8. And then the next one she got was a blue jean color, so she named it Jean, for X-Men as well. So we decided to go with Thor. It's still Marvel, not X-Men, but it's Marvel at least. And that's my car, and there's from a different angle. So it is the 5-liter. It's got the quad exhaust tips because it's the 18. And I love that thing. It's just fun. Now, I'm also into photography as a hobby as well. And I was doing a paint by light. If you've not seen it, just search up paint by light on Google and you'll see tons of stuff on it. But this is my car in the parking garage. You can see the little pony on the ground from the lights. And this is when I took my son to tennis. I just took a picture of it. I've also been taking a lot of pictures because with my old car, I only had one picture of my car and I'm not even sitting in it. So making sure to get pictures. But then this is the paint by light session I did. Now, it looks like it's a fully lit photo, but it's actually like 30 photos that are laid on top of each other. And the way it works is you set your camera up on a tripod in absolute darkness, and you let the shutter stay open for a period of time, and you go and take a flashlight and light up little pieces. Like, for example, you can see that those two lines, one right, I forget where it is, right here and on the other side, are lit up really bright. That's because I only lit up the line. Now, what's cool is if you look on the driver's side door, you can see a reflection from the other yellow, the other white line that I colored yellow. And then I took a big spotlight and I lit up different sections of the background. And again, when you lay all these photos on top of each other, it looks like a regular photo, but because there's no distinct light source, it looks kind of painted. So I was playing around with that, and you can of course see the pony on the ground again, and each wheel's individually lit, and the inside of the car is individually lit. So it comes out with a really cool effect. But what's neat is because this one, for example, is 30 different pieces laid on top of each other, I can take each of those individual components and use a hue shift to change the color. But what was really cool that I did not expect is in the next photo you'll see I played with changing around the colors, and the reflections from that frame changed too. So when I change the yellow lines to purple, for example, the door will light up purple. Let me hit the hotkey for changing that. So as you can see, the corresponding colors changed. So it's just kind of fun. I'm going to probably do some more. I might try to see if some of my car buddies want to pay for a photo session to have a really weird shot of their car. But anyway, that's my baby. I love that thing. It's so fun. That's part of the reason why I've got this little, raccoon tan going on. But anyway, now to the video. So this is the video with the fog. It's the Ultimark video, or the Ultimark logo that I redesigned, and I was just playing with fog. So check this out. So again, that was my first attempt at trying to do fog. I was pretty happy with it as the first result. And then I said, okay, let me try to do the changing of the animation. And then when I was animating, I said, you know what? I'm going to put an Easter egg in here. So again, don't put what the Easter egg is if you figure it out. Just put something in the comments to say, I figured it out. And here it is. Again, nice looking logo there. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you figured it out. And let me give you a tour now. So this is in my laundry room. This is the server rack that I set up, and my networking, so check it out. So as you can see, we're in my laundry room right now. And in my laundry room, I have this big server rack running VMware. I used to have a bunch of Dell servers. Now I just have that one box. And then kind of jerry-rigged a home network setup over here. In the pegboard, I put a patch panel that goes to my desks with a VLAN switch there. So the green ones go to my main desk, and the yellow ones go to my VR desk. Again, so this is inside my laundry room. There's a guest wireless up there. A little Kermit for my first IT job. So that is inside my server. And then check out the studio. I don't think I've ever done a full view of the studio, so check it out. So this is a big screen monitor. As you can see, I have this screen running that display. This PC screen running that display. And then my main PC runs that display. So what I've got set up here is, when I was originally doing my PC, there wasn't enough space in this corner to do all my VR stuff. So what I did is, with a bunch of extenders, USB extenders, and USB hubs, I have my one PC right here. So the monitors, keyboard, and mice on that side are actually running from extenders. That laptop and big screen, those are separate. And then I have a KVM switch, or a splitter, that allows the monitor 1 output to be in 3 locations at once. Now this is beneficial because when I'm doing VR games and they show you what's going on inside the game, it can be on the big screen. So if people are hanging out playing VR, we can all see, what's going on. Of course, then I have my arcade, and one improvement that I've made, sorry for the shakiness, one improvement that I've made is that I got a capture card in my PC, so now I can output the screen from my arcade straight to the PC when I'm broadcasting. Benefit to this is, a lot of times when MAME is recording, it's not able to capture the MAME screens on OBS. So by using a capture card, it's able to capture everything perfectly fine. Now you can see the keyboard and the mouse have been up there. The kids have been playing Fortnite on this thing a lot. And that's the other thing. The reason why I've not been around as much is because I've been playing a lot of games and, doing a lot of other things with the kids with VR, and trying to stream and, trying to get some traction on my gaming channel, which has not been working real well. But you can see here near the PC, I have PS4 controls for the Thrustmaster, for the throttle, and the flight stick, which are PC compatible, so they work perfectly for the VR. And then on a PS4, I have the controllers hanging and the mask hanging on that side. It's kind of hard to see. And then I've got those little blue lights you see in the back right are for a 10-port USB hub. There's another one on the other side of the desk. And again, the yellow cords on that patch panel in the other room are for this desk. And then down the ground, I have pedals and steering wheel that are always connected as well. I just put them right here up on the corner of the desk, and I do my driving games in VR. Awesome. I also got a Kinect camera because I've been playing with 3D, and that Kinect camera will allow me to do motion capture. So once I start making those, that will be awesome to show everyone. And then those LED strips help with some of the frontal lighting when I'm doing a VR streaming broadcast. So, and again, of course, over here you've got the arcade. And I'm going to get back to working on that very soon. And you can see I've got green screens over there. And then in my ceiling, I've put little hooks in places, so I can hang those green screens up very easily and cordon off different sections of the room for a green screen for broadcasting. And then lastly on this side, this is way out of date, but I've got to wipe this down and put some of my new goals up there on what I want to be making videos for. So that is the 5-cent tour, and obviously you can see the lights up here. And one thing that's been really cool is this whole house is connected with Alexa, and I was able to use
it's like a tattoo, I think.
my Stream Deck to actually be able to program some of the lights in my studio. So you see there's my studio lights.
Boss.
And basically, I can turn the torch lights off with a little button. Obviously, I can do this with voice as well. And then we'll turn off the VR desk. And then as you can see up over the top, I can turn on the LEDs that are underneath the desk. So it's definitely fun having all this stuff connected. But that's a tour of my studio.
See, you may wonder, well, if you have the device that shall not be named because it will react right now, why would you want to have it on the buttons? Well, the reason why I want to have it on the buttons is simple. It's if I'm in the middle of a broadcast and I need to make an adjustment to the lights, I want to be able to make that adjustment without having to do the voice command. So by having it hooked up on the Stream Deck this way, it allows me to make those changes without having any audible issues. And it's just cool to have a button hooked up to your lights. It's kind of like Mr. Burns with little trapdoor buttons. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been doing. A lot of VR, playing some free poker online, photography, enjoying my car, enjoying the summer, enjoying my time with the kids. But now that I've gotten everything organized in a way that I can make it manageable, and that was the other problem as far as those services, how to use the various services. I was like stuck on which one do I use, which one do I want. I was also discouraged because those changes I previously discussed with YouTube, but you know what? That's not the point. It's not why I started doing this. I would love to grow my channel. Again, always please like, share my stuff. Let's try to get some numbers, more people subscribing and stuff like that. And like I said, if you're not using your Twitch account that comes with your Amazon, go ahead and sign into it and throw me a subscription, and it would help. Now, the next thing I'm going to say is going to sound kind of funny because I just went out and got myself a new Mustang, but that's also part of the issue. Kidding. I spent a good amount of money on all this stuff. I mean, I've probably spent a couple grand easy. There's a couple on just the arcade over time because I kept breaking plexiglass and things like that. So I am trying to make some money doing this stuff. And if it's just, just through views and stuff, that's great. That's fine. But I am trying to see if there's any way to earn money off this thing so I can keep getting different parts to test and show and so forth. I'm not one day looking to quit my job or anything. This is just something I'm doing for fun. But that being said, some of the goals I'm working for right now is like, I need to get a 8 terabyte hard drive so that I can start storing some of the games and so forth. And there is something I saw really cool that I would love to be able to test, but I don't know if that will happen. And that's the LCD marquees. Those things are kind of awesome, but they're expensive and you got to get them from China. So there's some things I'm setting some goals for. That's why I said, if you are an Amazon subscriber and you're not using it, you get a free one every month. Go ahead and throw it my way. No cost to you, but it's able to help me out to be able to afford things dedicated for just the arcade stuff. But anyway, consider it. But one more time, again, this will probably be the last update video on YouTube because I now have a purpose for each section. Let's go over that one more time if you wouldn't mind. So on YouTube, this is for final videos. This is for here's how you do something, the how-to video portion. Again, I'm not going to be doing more updates generally on this channel. I'm also not going to be trying to reach out to have normal communication on YouTube because it's not very effective for that without making a video. What I was getting concerned with is when I was trying to do the viewer mail, which will be a Twitch thing, When I was trying to do that, I was like, what's going to happen is my subscribers are going to get angry with me because they're looking for subscriptions. In their subscription on YouTube, they're looking for information about new content, new things to do, new ways to do things, not to hear other people's email, to not hear, you know, I don't want to water down my channel with this type of content when that's not why you're coming to my YouTube channel. The Facebook would be much better for that type of communication, updates, and photos. So that's how I'm going to use Facebook. So again, that's going to be behind the scene photos, updates that are text based, live streams helping other users, and all my communication basically is going to be through Facebook. And again, I am going to be using Twitch. My purpose behind using Twitch will be for while I'm recording my scenes, so that you can see the process of me recording the scene. There will sometimes be viewer mail on those. During those sessions, I will have the text of the chat on screen, and I will be answering questions live during those streams. So again, if you've got Twitch or you've got Amazon Prime, check me out. Feel free to help in any way you can if I've been helpful to you. You know, not required, wouldn't hurt. And then lastly, again, when I'm not doing this stuff, I'm usually either playing with my kids or my friend or my buddy online with my Maverick's Hideout. And again, the links are all the same. It's just Maverick's Hideout instead. And if you play any of the games you see me playing, or you see one that's really interesting that you think I might like, let me know. And I may, you know, I love playing with people online. Way better than playing by yourself. So if you guys haven't seen a game, or you know a game that's just awesome and you want me to try it, shoot me recommendations, man. I'd appreciate it. But because of this is new contact methods, my closing bumper doesn't really apply now. I'm going to be re-recording my closing bumper before the next video. So at this point, I'm just going to say, what do I normally say? Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share. Again, we want to build that base of subscribers to all of my stuff. On Facebook, please go to my Facebook page, like, share that. And as far as Twitch, we already talked about Amazon enough. So please do all those things. And then one note, if you review this video again, there is an Easter egg in this video about what my next official final how-to video is going to be. It is within this content. So look through again, see if you can figure that out. Until next time, which will be much sooner than it had been, I'll see you soon. Thanks again for watching.